What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your licensed real estate market expert here in Charlotte. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to part two of where are people moving to in the Charlotte, North Carolina area here in 2023. If you haven't already, I'm going to go ahead and link part one here. And in part one, we went from number 10 up to number 6, and in this one we're going to go from number 5 all the way up to the number 1 zip code / area that people are moving to in 2023. Now, before we get into that, if you haven't already done so, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. And as always, if there's anything I can ever do for you, any questions I can answer for you specifically about any zip codes, suburbs, neighborhoods, the real estate market, you can always call, text, or email me anytime. All my contact information is right here, and it's also going to be linked down below. So I'd love the opportunity to chat with you and see how I can help you in this real estate market. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just dive right in to the number 5 area people are moving to in the Charlotte area in 2023. So coming in at number 5, it is 28027 zip code, which is also known as Concord. So Concord is located just northeast of Charlotte, and it's actually in a separate county than Charlotte is. Concord is located in Cabarrus County and is the home to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I understand you don't know anything about NASCAR. That is okay. If you're in the Charlotte area and you happen to be able to catch a NASCAR race, fill up the cooler, buy some tickets, they're very inexpensive, and go and experience the NASCAR race. It is something unlike anything else you've probably ever seen, and it's definitely worth experiencing. As I mentioned, the tickets are very inexpensive. Other than the Charlotte Motor Speedway, you also have Concord Mills Mall, which is a very big outlet mall. It has over 200 different stores. You have a Dave & Buster's, a movie theater, there's an aquarium, there's go-kart racing. You could probably spend all day in that mall just wandering around and shopping. And not only do you have all that shopping as far as the outlet mall goes, every single thing leading outside of that outlet mall, you have so much shopping, dining, breweries, restaurants, everything nearby the Concord Mills Mall area. So it's definitely a place that you should check out. But Concord in itself is a very big area. So with it being that big of an area, there's a ton of rural space, a ton of farmland that's still wide open. So depending on what you're looking for in an area to live, more often than not, I recommend people be within a 5 to 15 minute drive of kind of the Concord Mills area, just so you can guarantee yourself all of your shopping, dining, grocery store, just your everyday needs are being met. So as far as that goes, Concord is located just 25 to 35 minutes from Center City, Uptown Charlotte, and roughly about the same as far as getting to the airport. So with it being so close to Highway 485, which is our major loop, and also Highway 85, depending on where you're located, it could definitely make your commute a lot easier. A lot of people like this area because you can get more house for the money. Depending on where you are, they do have a good amount of good schools, and it's an area that's growing a ton, and it is going to continue to grow because of its location. I know Red Bull had some talks as far as building like a manufacturing facility in the area, which is supposed to bring a lot more jobs to that area. But in general, because it has so much land that's undeveloped, it's going to keep developing. So now let's talk about the real estate in the Concord area. And this is one of the reasons why you're gonna see people moving to the Concord area. So the median sales price in Concord for a single family home is just under $400,000, with the average sales price of a home being around $425,000. Now, because Concord's so big, it's definitely going to vary on the size, square footage, and condition of the home. However, these are very good metrics to go by. I would probably stick more towards the 425 range for you to get a decent home in a nice neighborhood that's relatively close to all of your daily amenities and needs. As far as condos and townhomes are concerned, there's a good amount of condos in Concord, but a lot of them, to be honest with you, are not for sale. A lot of developers building them for rent and for lease, but the average price of a condo in the Concord area is around $250,000. And in regards to a townhome, you're looking at about $343,000, which is going to be a lot more common to find a townhome than it is to find a condo in the Concord area. Now moving on to the number 4 zip code that's most popular where people are moving to, it is 28205. Located just east of uptown Charlotte, and depending on where you're located in this zip code, it's about a 5 to 15 minute drive to Center City, uptown Charlotte, and about a 15 to 20 minute drive directly to the airport. So I love 28205. I spend a good amount of time here when I'm going to dinner, when I'm grabbing drinks, especially during the Panther season. So 28205 is where Plaza Midwood, Noda, Country Club Heights, Oakhurst are located. These areas used to be, I moved here just about 10 years ago, and when I moved here, I started going towards these areas, but I would say about 15 to 20 years ago, a lot of these areas within this zip code were a little bit sketchy, but now everything's been revitalized. So when you think of this area, I want you to think cool, trendy, hipster, and people that drink a lot of IPAs. And it's a very fun area. A ton of growth happening in this area. They're building so many for lease condos in this area just to kind of keep up with the demand because of the location. It's a younger area, it's kind of a hipster area, a trendy area, and you have access to some pretty good schools. So depending on what you're looking for, this area, it's a lot more congested. It's going to be a lot busier than some other areas with the close proximity to uptown Charlotte. But again, it's cool, it's hip, it's trendy.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Craft cocktails, some of the best restaurants. There's a restaurant over there that just recently opened up called Supperland, and it was voted one of the top 50 restaurants in America just recently. I believe it was last year. Great place. There's a little speakeasy over there as well, but we'll see how many people see this video. Don't let anybody know I told you about that, but very cool, very hipster, very trendy area. The real estate is something a little bit different. Because it's older, because it's a little bit more established, I would say, you do have a good amount of older homes. You have some new construction, but the new construction is going to be upwards of $1 million+. Some of the houses that are priced a little bit less expensive, they're going to be older homes built in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And this is an area where you have like those bungalow style homes. You're going to see a lot of 2-3 bedroom, 1.5 bathroom homes that are like 11, 12, 1,300 square feet, and even some tear down lots for homes that are in very bad condition. Just the land alone, like a quarter of a lot in this zip code, can cost you about between $400,000 to $600,000 depending on the exact location. Very vibrant, very walkable, cool, hip, trendy restaurants, IPAs, coffee shops, very dog friendly, cool area to check out. Now let's get into some of the real estate prices in 28205. In regards to single family homes, the median sales price of a single family home in this area is going to be $520,000. Average is going to be $630,000, and when it comes to condos, it's going to be around $338,000. Because this area is a little bit more highly condensed, you have more condos, and unlike Concord, it's just a highly dense area, so you're going to have more condo options available, and the average price for a condo in this area is going to be around $338,000, and the average price for a townhome is going to be about $532,000. Now if you were paying attention, I just mentioned that the median sales price in this area for a single family home was $520,000, and for a townhome it was $532,000. Sasha, why would a townhome be more expensive than a single family home in this area? Reason being, it is an established area. Most of the houses are older. So all the townhomes that are in this area are going to tend to lean on newer construction. A majority of them are going to be 2010 built plus. So they're going to be newer, fully move-in ready, unlike some of the single family homes in this area. And if I'm being honest with you, those single family prices, you're going to be looking at older homes that might have been remodeled. If you're looking at something with bigger square footage, that's super nice, modern, ready to move in, you're more likely going to be looking at $800,000 plus in this neighborhood, all depending on exactly where you're located within the zip code. Now coming in at number 3, 28277, and if you guys keep up with my channel and you're subscribed, I talk about this zip code, very popular, 28277, aka the Valentine zip code. Valentine is located just south of Charlotte, right within that 485 loop. And from Valentine to Center City, Uptown Charlotte, you're probably looking at about a 25 to 30 minute drive. To the airport, you're looking at about a 20 to 25 minute drive. Now, I will give you a warning. This changes during peak hours. Valentine is located right off of Johnston Road, which was one of our major roads, and it also leads up to Indian Land, South Carolina, which is definitely a popular area where people are moving to. So because of all that stuff kind of getting mixed together, during peak hours, this is an area that's going to get heavily congested. Being right off of this main road, a lot of people love this area because you are kind of centrally located. You have 485, you have Johnston Road, which can take you all the way to Uptown Charlotte, and just in general, you're very close to a lot of stuff. Valentine is the third largest corporate park. So there's a very good chance that if you're transferring here or have a job transfer, that you might end up at this corporate park. So as far as Valentine is concerned, people love this area. It is a suburban city, if that kind of makes sense. You have the Valentine Village, where you're going to have a lot of your things happening over there as far as restaurants, shopping, dining, and then you have some beautiful homes located within inside of these communities. They're going to be newer homes, a lot of bigger houses, 2,000, 2,500 square feet plus, beautiful brick homes, nice size lot. You have the golf course. It's very much kind of golf course neighborhood feel, but like I said, it's very suburban, city-like feel. I've seen cities that were kind of smaller than Valentine. It's a little bit on the higher end side, but families love it because of the real estate. The houses are bigger. People love the schools. They love the fact that you're just outside, of kind of the Charlotte area, and you're kind of in your own little bubble, but there's still a lot of hustle and bustle happening. If you haven't seen my video on Valentine Reimagined, we're going to go ahead and link it right here. And this project is going to change Valentine, in my opinion, forever. More office spaces, more shopping, more dining, more parks, more things to do for families, for people. It's going to revitalize this area. And this is an area that's been popular for a long time, and with everything happening, with the amount of growth that is still taking place, it's an area that's going to just continue to grow, continue to get better. However, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because there is some rezoning happening in the Valentine area as far as the school districts, and this is definitely one of the areas that people like to focus on when one of their most important things looking for is the schools. So Sasha, Valentine sounds great. What will it cost me to live in the Valentine area? So in regards to Valentine, the single family homes, as far as the median price points is concerned, come in at $625,000, with the average sales price being $715,000. You do have some condos and things like that further up Johnston Road that you could take advantage of if you still want to live in this area, or maybe your corporate job is located in the Valentine area, and those condos are going to be about $355,000, and the townhomes are going to be just under $415,000. If you have a choice, other than single family, if you're looking between a condo and a townhouse, depending on what your needs are, I would probably recommend the townhouse. They have some beautiful, great townhouses right in the center of everything, where some stuff is extremely walkable in the Valentine area. So as opposed to a condo, I'd recommend checking out a townhouse. If you're looking to do some type of investment where you're looking to rent it out or something like that, a condo definitely might be a good option for you. But again, this is going to vary on the area. 28277 is a larger zip code, and there is some neighborhoods that aren't that nice when you go on the opposite side of 485. When I say that, I don't mean danger, safety, anything like that. I just mean there's some neighborhoods that aren't kept up as well as you would see on the other side of Valentine, which is what I'm putting my focus on as far as this area goes. Now coming in at number 2, 28078, aka the Huntersville area. So Huntersville is located just north of Charlotte, and you're looking at about a 20 to 30 minute drive to Center City, Uptown Charlotte, and about a 25 to 30 minute drive to the airport from Huntersville. So Huntersville is a very big area, similar to Concord. You're gonna have some more rural areas, So depending on what people are looking for, I usually like to recommend staying kind of along 77, where you have Rosedale, you have Birkdale Village, which are your major shopping centers. Grocery stores, coffee shops, restaurants, a lot of that stuff is going to be located along that 77 pathway. A lot of people like this neighborhood, myself included. And funny enough, when I was still a paramedic, when I was looking to buy a house, a lot of my colleagues said, Sasha, you should definitely look at the Huntersville area. Unfortunately, where I was working, the drive time was just too far for me, and I never made it work. A lot of young professionals in this area. You have a lot of newer homes. Yes, you have some older, but a majority of the homes over there are going to be built 1990, 2000 plus. And this is also an area where you can get more square footage for your money. It could take you a little bit further. I like this area. Located right off of 77. They just recently built the new bypass, which does wonders. I had just mentioned getting from Huntersville, which is a suburb just outside of Charlotte, to Center City, uptown Charlotte is only a 20 to 30 minute drive, depending on where you're located, and a lot of that is due to the bypass. If you're living here and you're commuting to uptown, you need to get the tickets for the bypass. You need to get the Easy Pass because it is an absolute lifesaver. Not only all these great things that I mentioned, however, it's also located very close to Lake Norman. If you're into water sports, jet skis, boats, anything like that, this would be a great area to consider because you're located only 10 to 20 minutes away from Lake Norman. So you have water access to the parks, and a lot of the communities in the Huntersville area have a lot of nice amenities. Pools, playgrounds, tennis courts, basketball courts, and things like that. So I definitely think it's an area you should consider, obviously depending on what you're looking for. Drum roll, please. The number one area people are moving to in Charlotte in 2023 is going to be the 28269 zip code. More so the Highland Creek, Mallard Creek, Davis Lake area. The reason I say that is because 28269 is also a big zip code, and I'll just be honest with you, as you get a lot lower within that zip code, there are some sketchier neighborhoods, but as far as people moving to, they are moving more toward Highland Creek, Mallard Creek, Davis Lake area. And Highland Creek is the biggest, I believe, master plan community in North Carolina. Over 4,400 homes. Over 4,400 homes with about 15,000 residents living in this area. This neighborhood, this master plan community, multiple pools, sidewalks, golf course, playgrounds, walking trails. A lot of it is all connected, and at certain places within Highland Creek, inside of your neighborhood, you can walk outside your house, walk down the street, and then have a trail to kind of enter. So 28269, if you guys have been following me for a couple of years now, I've mentioned this neighborhood so much because it fit a lot of criteria what people were looking for, and the prices were very good compared to some of the other areas in and around Charlotte. You get bigger houses for your money, newer houses. You have the amenities such as the pools, tennis courts, walking trails, playgrounds, very family friendly oriented. People do like the schools over in that area as well. And it's a master plan community. Any type of these communities that are a little bit more tight knit, it's a lot easier to meet people. And with Charlotte being such a transplant city, you're gonna meet a lot of people at some of these events. They do food truck events, they do movie nights. And one thing that was really cool, I was actually showing a house there last winter, and we actually got some snow. I can't remember how big it was. It was about a ½ inch or so. And as I was pulling into Highland Creek, I was going around the bend where the golf course is. There's this huge slope, and I saw a plethora of families and kids, and they were sledding. And I never thought I'd see people sledding, in North Carolina, but they took advantage of that golf course hill, and it was very cool. I've helped a couple people move in this area. No complaints whatsoever. And as far as the real estate goes, houses vary a lot depending on their sizes. In this neighborhood, you have 3 bedrooms all the way up to about 5 or 6 bedrooms houses. So your real estate prices are also going to vary. So as far as the real estate prices go, the median sales price of a single family home is around $387,000. The average being $392,000. Condos, there is some condos over there, but that's going to be more towards the lower end of 28269. So if you're looking for a condo, it's going to be around $270,000 $375,000, and then townhomes are coming in at $305,000. Now keep in mind, guys, these are the prices right now. These are the prices right now. So things will change, things will fluctuate. We'll see if they go up, we'll see if they go down, and they will vary. Now you might think, Sasha, some of these prices sounded really good, sounded very reasonable. We're taking the whole 28269 zip code into consideration, which is a big zip code. If you're gonna be or want to be in the nicer areas, which I'm assuming everybody wants, you're probably going to be between that $500,000 to $700,000 range, depending on square footage, depending on condition. It's definitely a zip code I recommend today, and it was one that I've been recommending for years. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and call, text, or email me if there's anything I could ever do for you. I'd love to chat with you. Catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.